Today, I'm going to talk to you about how you can catch a break and get just a half a step ahead so you can start creating the life that you want and feeling less chaotic. I'm Missy Hughes, and I'm a productivity coach. I teach you how to make meaningful choices today so that you can create a life that you love on your terms. So, subscribe to this channel and go to the link in the comments and sign up for a free consultation on how you can start creating that life now. So many of us are running around with our hair on fire. We're going from thing to thing to thing to thing. We are busy. We are chaotic. We are like, don't slow me down or else I will lose my mojo and I can't keep going. So that feeling of like, oh my gosh, there's this mantra that goes through the head that's like, I just need to catch a break. And we think that we're like catching that break like it's a germ flying through the air and we're about to get it off a door handle, right? But instead of taking it down, it's going to be like the miracle angel fairy godmother that like solves it all. And that would be nice, except that what we usually do with that break is not like change anything that we're not liking. We're not getting unchaotic with it. We're just like, whew, woo. And then we like numb out for a minute or just like, not that I think a deep breath isn't very useful, but you see what I mean? It's not less chaotic. We're not changing the situation. We're just like pausing and getting out of it for a minute. Right. So I want to teach you a concept called getting half a step ahead. And what getting half a step ahead is taking a look at the future you, the 24-hour in advance you, like what's happening to you tomorrow. You're going to take a look at that and be thoughtful of how can you do something that makes it easier for her. How can you look at yourself and say, I'm going to get you. I got your back. I'm going to make this easier for you. So when you're screaming in on two wheels, I've got you a little bit and I'm going to make it just a little bit easier for you. You're going to feel cared for and it'll make it smoother. Eventually, your future self isn't screaming in on two wheels. Eventually, your future self feels calm and you get more than half a step ahead because that it compounds and you catch up and then you like move into what you actually want instead of just like clawing for getting there, right? So I used to run around at all points. I used to run around like rush to relax. So when I graduated from college, I moved to Telluride, Colorado, little ski town in southern Colorado. It was amazing. And one day, I used to work at this little boutique hotel serving breakfast. So I would get up hours before daylight and work with the chef to make it all happen. We'd serve breakfast, and then I would go home and take a nap, catch up on those couple of hours, and then I would go hiking in the afternoon. It was amazing. So one day we got paid, and this was before the days of direct deposit. It was before the days of mobile deposits. I didn't even own a cell phone. And so I was hauling my buns to the bank to sign my check and deposit it. And somebody was like, "Whoa, Missy, you are in a hurry." And I was like, "I know, I'm late for my nap." I mean, y'all, late for a nap. I was rushing to relax. That is not, I mean, even though it was like a wonderful state of affairs, it is not how you want to be in your life. Rushing around feels chaotic. It doesn't feel soothing or fun. It feels like a dang mess. So I'm going to teach you some ways to get that half a step ahead so you can calm that chaos. So I'm going to teach you some ways to catch a break, and then I'm going to teach you some things to do with your break. So the first option is to make a conscious choice to be behind somewhere. You got 40 things to do today, and you're going to choose very consciously not to do number 40. You're going to be behind. The house is going to be maybe a little bit chaotic, and that's it. You're going to let it be. You're going to consciously choose so that you can go and get that half a step ahead. I'm going to teach you about that in a second. The second opportunity that you can do is you're going to ask somebody for help. So you're home with kids and dinner and dogs and homework, and you've got a project due for work tomorrow. So instead of you taking it all, and laundry needs to be done. So instead of you taking it all on, you're going to ask someone for help. Maybe you have a child they're hungry anyway, so they can't even think to do their homework. So instead of thinking, you're going to say, go get all the clothes in the house, get all the laundry, take it in front of the washing machine, and start turning the shirts right side out and all the socks and pulling the underwear out of the pants, right? They can do this. I know that some of us are very protective. My mom would lose her mind if she knew my child does this for my laundry. She's very particular. Nobody messes with my mom's laundry. But I think your laundry needs messing with. I think that's a way you can catch a break. You ask for help. So maybe that looks like you order food. Maybe it looks like you have somebody else do who knows what. You ask for help. You're going to figure that out of who you're asking and what they're going to do. Number three opportunity to catch a break is you're going to say no to something. Maybe you've got your 40 things going on, and one of them is pick this child up from school, but then that child has practice, so you're going to got to pick that one up later. Maybe there's a friend who's a parent of another child at that same thing that you can say, hey, can you pick up both kids? That'd be amazing. So you're going to say no to getting in your car, driving back and forth a second time, and so that you can get a half a step ahead. I don't know exactly the bones of what that's going to look like for you. What are you going to agree to be behind in? I don't know. You're going to figure out what makes sense for you. What are you going to ask somebody for help in? You know, you'll figure this out. I believe in you to know that if it's possible for me to ask for help, I'm going to figure out who and what they're going to do. I don't know what you're going to say no to, but you'll find if you look, if everything is important, there's one thing that I can say is too much. What can I say no to so that I can make the important things even more important? So make a decision to be behind, not forever, but just to get a half a step ahead. Make a choice to ask somebody for help. Make a choice to say no to something. All of these are your choices. They're all possible. So you decide which of those three or all of those three that you want to do. So now you've caught your break. Now here it is. And instead of numbing out and thinking about how chaotic your life is, you're going to be intentional. So you're going to go to you tomorrow and you're going to say, what have I got going on? And you're going to say, what can I do to make something easier for that person, that version of me that's going to be rolling into it? So maybe you have a presentation tomorrow and you think, today I can go and make sure the outfit, my power outfit, is ready. Make sure it doesn't have any stains on it. Make sure the shoes aren't like broken in some way. Make sure the accessories that you want to have with it, the tie, the earrings, the whatever, make sure those things are ready. Because when it comes time for tomorrow morning, you don't have time for all that. You don't have time for there to be a stain. You don't have time for a heel to be broken. You don't have time to like, oh, the dog ate the scarf and now I got to figure out what else to do. You don't have time for that tomorrow. You don't have time for things to go wrong. So while somebody else is sorting the laundry that was on your list of things to do, you're going to go pull that suit out or whatever it is for your presentation. Maybe you have an appointment for a car inspection and you've got to get some things ready. I just did that. And you got to have your registration and your current insurance. Well, I mean, I'm famous for like forgetting to like it automatically renews and I forget to print out the new card to leave in the car. So, but on the day of, I don't have time for that, right? The printer's broken, I'm out of paper, the ink's low, I don't have time I don't remember my password to get into the insurance thing. I don't have time for all that tomorrow. But today, while somebody else is picking up the kid, I can make sure all of that is tucked in, ready to roll, so that all I've got to do is leave on time, right? Maybe your child has baseball practice at 6 p.m. So you have to feed everybody really you don't have time. It's got to be rushed, right? Like it doesn't have to be rushed. Sorry, it's got to be specific. You don't have time for a lot of leisurely dinnering. We're gonna eat some good stuff and go. So maybe if you're planning ahead, just that half a step ahead, you're like, okay, what can I throw in the slow cooker so that when we walk in the door, dinner is greeting us so that we can sit down and eat and leisurely have the food digest and be out. Nobody's screaming at anybody. And keep in mind, you can teach the child this too by getting the baseball stuff ready and making sure they have everything they need and a water bottle the day before. Listen, kids are never too young to learn this half a step ahead. We want to teach them this now, have them be a part of it now. And wouldn't that be amazing if I had learned that a long time ago? Although I wouldn't have as much to teach you now. I would have gone through all the pain of it. So these are the things the kind of things that it seems like a little thing. It seems like a nerdy thing. Oh, I'm going to go get my clothes together. It is such an amazing gift if you don't have to worry about that and if anything goes wrong. So when you get half a step ahead, then you get to feel different. You get to feel prepared. You get to feel cared for. You get to feel calm. When you feel calm, you think more clearly. So that like rush of chaos where you're like, I'm late, and then you're stubbing your toe and spilling your drink and everything goes wrong. When you get to feel calm, then you also get to think clearly. When you're thinking clearly, when something does go wrong, then your problem solving goes a lot smoother. You're much less likely to go to the worst case scenario of this is terrible and we're all going to this a worse thing is going to happen. You're much more likely to be like, oh, I got to get my password and print this out or email it to the car guy or whatever it is. You can find options so much more easily when you're thinking clearly and then you can problem solve. And when you're problem solving well, then you get to get another half a step ahead. And all of a sudden, you're not feeling rushed all the time anymore. You're not screaming in with your hair on fire on two wheels, right? You're just not, you're making decisions and you're like, oh, I'm choosing to do this versus I gotta, like everything's crazy. So the beauty and the really big thing about all of this I want to share with you is you get to create this. You get to save you. You get to give yourself a break. You get to feel cared for. You get to care for someone you really want things to go well for. But you get to feel cared for, right? It's like having a little personal assistant. It's like, and here's your lunch, and here's your presentation, and here's your whatever. And you're like, all of a sudden, you're that for yourself. You get to be like, oh, thanks, Jeeves. Right? Like, it's amazing. I really appreciate it. Right? But you're the person creating all of that. How amazing is that opportunity? You never get that opportunity when you're 40 things deep and feeling chaotic and behind and scrambling. So you get to choose the calm over the chaos. You get to choose feeling ready over scrambling. You get to be resourced instead of panicked. So when you keep practicing these little things, it's little things. These are not huge, huge things. When you get to keep practicing those, you get to figure out how, I mean, truly, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. This was what a little bit of self-love looks like, right? It's not pedicures and manicures and massages. It's caring for yourself, caring about the person who's going to feel a certain way tomorrow. So You get to start looking ahead more than 10 minutes. You get to look 10 days, 10 months, 10 years ahead. And instead of being like, I'm blank, you get to start thinking with interest. I wonder what I'd like down the road. I wonder what I'd like when this happens. So, the gift you get to give yourself is being your own break. You're catching you, you're creating the break, and you get to feel so cared for. So, use these opportunities to create your own break and go to the link in the comments and sign up for your free consultation so you can start creating this in your life right now.